Data stream initiated. This is Darkweb Reports. The last transmission. I inherited my grandfather's house on the outskirts of town. It was an old place, built on the kind of land that felt heavy and quiet. He was a radio enthusiast, and his den was a museum of ancient dust-covered equipment, shortwave radios, signal finders, and an assortment of strange antennas. I was cleaning it out when I found a small hand-bound journal wedged behind a stack of old magazines. The journal was my grandfather's. He wrote in it meticulously, his cursive detailing strange signals he'd picked up. Most of it was typical amateur radio stuff, weather reports, far-flung conversations, but the last few pages were different. They were a log of a single repeating signal he called the whisper. It was always on the same frequency, a specific string of numbers, and it always came at 3:14 a.m. The last entry was brief, just 3 words. It's not static. I was curious. I found the radio he'd used, a massive archaic receiver with a dozen dials. I powered it on, tuned the dial to the exact frequency he'd noted, and waited. As the clock on the wall turned to 3:14 a.m., the speaker crackled to life. It wasn't a whisper. It was a guttural, wet sound, like something trying to breathe through a mouthful of glass. And then a voice. Not a human voice, but something that sounded like a dozen voices speaking in unison, speaking backwards. I felt the skin on my arms prickle. It was talking about me. It knew my name. It knew what I was doing, right there in the den, in the dead of the night. I scrambled to turn the dial, to sever the connection, but my fingers were numb. The voices grew louder, clearer, and a new sound joined them. The sound of a key in a lock, the creak of the front door, and then footsteps, slow and deliberate, moving through the house toward the den. I yanked the power cord from the wall. The radio went dead, but the sounds didn't stop. They were no longer coming from the radio. They were in the room with me. The footsteps stopped right behind my chair. The voice, now a single terrifying whisper right in my ear, said my name again. I haven't slept since. The footsteps echo through the house at all hours. The sounds of doors opening and closing, a faucet running in the empty kitchen, the low hum of a television that's been off for decades. I found the radio cord plugged back into the wall this morning. I threw the radio into the backyard and smashed it with a rock, but the signal is still there. My phone now plays the whisper. My car radio plays it. My neighbor's car alarm goes off every night at 3:14 a.m., a perfect, jarring symphony of noise. It's not in the radio. It's in the air. This transmission has now concluded. If you seek to uncover more hidden truths, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel.